Hey everybody, this is me, Undead Viking. I want to talk to you about this game today. It's called Lil Cthulhu. Oh, isn't he cute? Look at him, he's just so precious. In Lil Cthulhu, each person will be playing the part of a cultist that has been left in charge of babysitting Lil Cthulhu. But Lil Cthulhu is upset because Lil Cthulhu has lost his toys, and he's lost his toys in his interdimensional man was not meant to know toy box. And this is represented by a giant stack of cards that you have in this game. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be flipping those cards over one by one and trying to find his toys that he's lost. And you want to make sure you are the cultist that finds that, because I guess theoretically he's just going to eat the other ones because they made him upset. Now, as you're drawing those cards, it's kind of the game has a push your luck mechanism where, like, you get to keep turning cards over as long as you think you're going to stay lucky. But eventually you're going to pick up a card that is going to be what's called a Cthulhu Tantrum card. And if Lil Cthulhu has a tantrum, not only do you lose all the cards that you collected at that point, but he usually has something bad happen to you. But the good thing is, it's, Lil Cthulhu is kind of angry, and he's a goo, so a great old one. So, or I mean, maybe not he's a little great old one, but regardless, his tantrums tend to affect everybody at the table. So this has this wonderful effect of, like, you want the player that you're playing against to not have good luck and get the cards that he needs, but you don't necessarily want him to actually have really bad luck and have a tantrum, because that's probably going to hurt you too. So let me show you how to play Lil Cthulhu. It won't take very long. The game is pretty straightforward as far as the mechanisms go, but it is a heck of a lot of fun, and it has some fun push your luck choices that go on, and I love push your luck games. So here we go. This is how to play Lil Cthulhu. Alright, let's learn how to play Lil Cthulhu. Alright, so here we have this giant deck of cards. You can see there's Lil Cthulhu on a toy chest. Those are the toy chest cards, and you'll be drawing those one at a time on your turn, trying to get the toys the Lil Cthulhu wants, so that you can appease him. Because if you're the first person to appease Lil Cthulhu, you will win the game. Each person gets 13 of these. These are your sanity chips. As you dive into the toy chest, you'll be losing sanity. Also, when Lil Cthulhu has tantrums, that can cause you to lose sanity as well. Alright, so at the beginning of the game, you're going to have this deck of 6 cards. Those are what the toys that Lil Cthulhu wants. So let's just take the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and we'll put the rest of these off to the side because they won't matter. We're not going to change those up during this. So here we have the Lil Cthulhu Book of Necronomicon, his Fatagan bone dice, or bone, I should say bone blocks, and his death rattle. So those are the 3 toys or items that Lil Cthulhu wants to make him happy. Now all these toys are located within this deck, but they are broken in half, so you got to find both pieces of them to create them and put them in front of you. Now I'm just going to show you, because there's 3 types of cards that are in there. There are these types of toys, like the toys that have the 2 different parts that create them. They also have other toys that have, like, special powers that they'll give you that you can use. And finally, they have the tantrum card. So I just want to kind of show you what these cards look like, just so you have an idea, and then I'll just kind of run through how a turn works. So here, the Super Sanity Snuggly is you can see the black border. That is another toy, like a whole toy, and this is the super cute Bony Rabbit. And so those are all both normal toys that you draw out of there. So this one says, ignore any one tantrum card that affects all cultists, or any one card that affects just you, like it never happened. And here we have the super cute Bony Rabbit. At the beginning of your turn, swap your entire hand of cards with another cultist of your choice. Now their hand is now your hand. So just a little special power that you can use. Now here is a couple of the pieces of there we go. Here are the two pieces for the Necronomicon coloring book. So you can see it says both left and right. Now, if you had both of these, you could then play those in front of you to show that you've claimed or set, like, given you have that toy ready for Lil Cthulhu. Once you put those cards in front of you to show that you've got that particular item, they can't be taken away. However, if the cards are in your hand, those can be taken away by different things like swapping an entire hand of cards with another person. Now, when that happens, because Cthulhu really wants his toys, you get to take 3 sanity tokens and put them back into your pile, like so, to make yourself more sane. If you ever run out of sanity tokens, you are out of the game. So you want sanity tokens in there. Now, here we have, like, the death rattle. Same deal. So let's just say, just for the sake of argument, let's say the death rattle wasn't one of the toys. And instead, we have his little death drum that he likes to play with. Now, you can still make this, but it just pacifies Lil Cthulhu when you create these. And so you'd show these 2 cards to show that you've created a toy for Lil Cthulhu, but you wouldn't keep it in front of you. You would just put that into the discard pile, and you'd only get 2 sanity tokens for creating that particular toy. But, you know, still not that bad of a deal, right? So there you go. Now these, because they're red, these are tantrum cards, and also you can see Lil Cthulhu's a little upset. So when you draw these cards, what happens is that you immediately, because all these cards are drawn face up, and I'll explain that in just a little bit, because this is kind of like a push your luck game. When this happens, you just read what happens. So all cultists lose 2 sanity for every offering a cultist currently has down on the table. I'm misreading. Lose 2 sanity for every offering a cultist currently has down on the table. Reduce the sanity loss by 1. So if this was the situation, because that happened, the person who drew the card first takes that, so we lose a sanity. We put that back in the pile, and then we go around the table, and we'd see how many sanity each person lost. Maybe even knock a few people out of the game because of that. And then the other one is, no, you feed the baby. Lil Cthulhu is hungry. Someone needs to feed him. Okay, so now this one has 2 options. You can say take it or share it. Now, the person who draws this gets the choice of either taking it, meaning they take all of the Lil Cthulhu's rage, and they have an effect happen to him, or they can decide not to, and then everybody does. You do the same thing before. The person who draws it first, then you go clockwise from the table. So this one says if you take it, you lose 2 sanity, but you can steal a card out of somebody else's hand. Or you can just lose 1 sanity and then end your turn now. So then you just go ahead and have that done. So those are the different types of cards that you have. So if you want to take it, you'd go, okay, I'm going to lose 2 sanity, and then I'm going to steal somebody's card in my hand. Now, so the way the game works, though, when it's your turn, let me just put these in the discard pile just so I can kind of show you. So the way the game works, when it's your turn, you draw a card from the top of the deck. Now, if this card is a toy, meaning it isn't a tantrum card, you immediately lose 1 sanity because you're reaching into something man was not supposed to know. So we turn this card over and we put them face up. So this one is the Rocking Horrors. This is part of a toy that he has. So you put that face down like that, and now you lose a sanity because of the fact that you've reached into the toy chest where all those evil, horrible things are, and it made you lose your mind a little bit for doing so. So the next time you open it, and you can continue on. Now at this time you can stop and say, I'm done, I'm just going to take this card, I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm good to go. But if you want to press your luck, you take another card off the top of the deck, and you turn it over, and now what do we got? Oh, okay, so now we got the Bone Blocks, the bottom. So we go ahead and we put that one down, because we've got those 2 cards. Now, once again, you can stop if you want, or you can draw another card. But notice, you do not lose another sanity for drawing another card. Once you've lost that first sanity, you don't lose anymore. So if we go again, we'd say, okay, we're going to draw another card. See what we get here. Oh, wow. So we got another card. So we got Necronomicon coloring book at the left side. So we place that down in front of us. Now, smart people probably would say, that's good. I got 3 pieces to these different powers. I can go ahead and pause. Let's draw one more and see what happens here. So we draw another one, and oh, look at that. Now we got an actual, like, the black bordered toy that gives us a special power. So it says, nothing scarier than a cultist clown popping out of a box and stealing your stuff. Now, mind you, this is a Kickstarter, so some of this isn't the art that will be used in the game. But so it says, take a random card from any cultist stand and put it into yours. It's your card now, so we can use this to steal somebody's card. So now we put it down. Now, smart people would say, you got 4 cards, don't push your luck, Undead Viking, but, let's just take one more and see what happens. Oh, so I got a tantrum card. So what happens when the tantrum card happens, the first thing that happens is you lose all the cards that you drew, and you put them down like that. You didn't get any of those. And then you do the tantrum card. And so you say, what's that smell? Looks like Lil Cthulhu left you a little present. Kickstarter, this is the art that might not be there present when the game is published, but it says change diapers and lose 2 sanity. All their players must randomly discard a card, so you can make everybody else discard if you take it. But if you share it, everybody else will lose a sanity. So you know what? I'm going to make everybody else lose sanity. So you lose 1. Everybody goes around the table, throws a sanity in the pocket, and then it would be the next person's turn. So the next person, when they go, what they'll do is they will take the top. They'll take the top card. And here, actually, that's good, because I got a tantrum card right away at the beginning. Now, since you drew a tantrum card, your turn's going to be done, and that's bad luck, but oh well. But you don't lose a sanity automatically, because a tantrum card is not a toy, and so you're not going to lose that sanity for drawing a card off the top of this deck. And so then you just do the tantrum like you normally would. You go around the table and you process it. So this one is call Lil Cthulhu. His wail is screaming your already screwed up brains. All cultists, so this one doesn't have the option of choosing, are compelled to discard all the cards in their hands. Cultists can discard all or some of their cards, but for every card they keep in their hand, they lose 1 sanity. So each person that would make up their mind going around the table. So if you, like before, let me just find a couple of 2 pieces so I can actually show. So when you decide that you've got enough, or you think that you want to stop, you then will take the time and you will go ahead and just place, if you have any completed toys, you can at that point place them down in front of you. So if, for example, after you've done your drawing of the cards, these are the 4 cards that you have in your hand, you could now place all 4 of these cards down in front of you to get rid of these toys, these completed toys you have. So here we have his Lil Cthulhu's Teddy Bear, both the head and the body of it. So we can place that down. It isn't one of the 3 that he's looking for, so we'll put that into the discard as normal, and we'll take the 2. But this one is the 2 parts of his spirit drum, which is over here. So we'll go ahead and leave that in front of us, and then we will take our prize of 3 sanity back for finding him one of his toys that he wants. So this will just continue. Each person will take their turn and push their luck and try to get their cards. If you have more than 5 cards in your hand after your turn is done and you've played all the cards that you have, as far as the completed toys, you do have to discard down to 5. There is a hand limit of 5. And then you continue the game until either one person has managed to complete all 3 of the toys that Lil Cthulhu is looking for, or you're the last person that still has sanity. So it is a fun little game. It takes about maybe 5 minutes to teach everybody at the table, but I love the theme. I love the art. I love push your luck games. So obviously I was going to like Lil Cthulhu, and and I dig the whole process of the game. The reveal of the cards, because this isn't a situation where you're pressing your luck by picking up the cards and looking at your hand. You're flipping them over. You're taking a card and you're turning it over, and then everybody sees it. And then take another card and flip it over. And so, so it's like the entire table is kind of focused and paying attention to what's going on, because, usually, there's other players, everybody's a turn or 2 away from winning, if you will. It's if I can just get my last block, I'm going to have enough, I'm going to win, that sort of thing. And so, everybody's watching as you're turning those cards over one by one, trying to get lucky and get that last little card. And everybody's got that moment of anticipation and the release, and just a lot of fun as you go through the process. So, but I'll talk more about that in my conclusion, which I'll do right now. Alright, thank you very much for taking the time to learn how to play the Lil Cthulhu game. So, as I said, oh man, he's just so cute. Look at him, he's just a little and Cthulhu-y. But, as I said, this game, like, and you probably realized watching the how to play portion of the video, the game, really kind of has one mechanism. It's the push your luck mechanism. And, well, I guess set collection as well. But it is really straightforward as far as the presentation and how to play. However, the game has those wonderful gotcha moments, if you will. Not only do you have the gotcha moments of turning over, the tantrum cards, but you have the gotcha moments of the other players who have managed to get a hold of, the cards that have the black border, using those and playing those to affect you on your turn as well. And so, yes, this is one of those games where you're kind of climbing the slippery slope, trying to get to that point of winning. And then when you get close, you have your friends kick your legs out from underneath you, and you go sliding back down. But it isn't a game that takes too much of your time, if you will. Like, games like that can really bog down a great deal if, like, it just seems like, oh, I'm getting closer, oh, okay, I lost again. I'm getting closer, oh, I lost again. But this one, the big thing is, in my opinion, is the fact that once you actually are able to put your two cards together, create the toy, the one of that Lil Cthulhu is looking for, is that they can't really be taken from you. You put them down in front of you, and you're good to go. You're golden, and you only need to create 3 of those. So it's kind of, there are some cards in the game that you can mess with a little bit. There's like a little expansion pack that I didn't show you, but that like you can actually switch up the toys that they're looking for. So like a toy that you may have placed down might later end up not being one that you need. But for the most part, the game does let you retain your goal. You retain the ladder that you're climbing. It doesn't completely knock the ladder out from underneath you, that sort of thing. So this game doesn't take a long time to play. You're looking at about 20-30 minutes. It stays around just as long as it needs to. Now, when I mentioned when I was showing you how to play the game, this is a game where everybody's interacting with the board. Everybody's paying attention to what's going on, because people's turns are really quick. It's like turn a card over, turn a card over, turn a card over, I'm done. It's like if you remember the old card sharks thing, higher, lower, higher, freeze, that kind of thing. That's what this is. I'm going to turn a card over, I'm done. And there's nothing better when it's your turn, and like you turn like a card, you turn a card, and you turn like a third card, and then you just sit there and you think, I'm not going to turn the next card over. You can go. And then that card, the first card they turn over is a tantrum. That's like the best feeling ever, because you avoided certain doom, and you totally screwed them over, the next person that's next, because they turn that card over and their turn's done. Now, but obviously if you're somebody that has a problem with bad luck in games, you might have a little bit of problem with this, but like I said, the game doesn't take that long to play. It's pretty quick. It is a filler, but it's a filler with a lot of fun, a lot of really cool art, a really cool theme, and it does exactly what a filler should take. It takes like 5 minutes to teach, probably not even that. So, now, that being said, there are actually some variants on how to play the game. There is a push your luck game where the game kind of takes on more of a rummy element, where you're kind of collecting cards and collecting sets, if you will, of the toys, and how you can dig into the discards. Usually those are the games where it's like, oh, you can take the top card of the discard, but you actually can dig deeper into the discard to take cards that you need. But you have to give up sanity for doing that. And there's also a version that is just more kid friendly. It doesn't have like the losing your mind sanity things. You take certain cards out of the game, and so it's much more for a younger crowd. Now, I played that with my daughter once, and we had a lot of fun with it, but then I was like, let's ramp this up, let's play with the craziness, and then she really enjoyed that, but then again, my daughter obviously plays a lot of games, and so, and she's 8, so, and this says, it's for 6 or above, and I'd say that's perfect. So if you're looking for a game, if you have a little wee gamer in the house, and you're looking for a good Cthulhu game, you can kind of introduce to them, and see if they like it, this might fit the bill. If you're looking for, one of those cool little fillers you can play, right before a big game of, Arkham Horror or Eldritch Horror, you just want to get that Cthulhu juices going, if you will, this is perfect for it. Or if it's one of those games you just want to kind of ramp down from after a long game of whatever, also really good. And this one has been excellent for me to bring with me on my lunch breaks at work as well, because, like I said, it takes 30 seconds to teach, and you can play it one-handed. Sandwich in one hand, flipping cards over with the other. So there you go. So that's Lil Cthulhu. If you have any questions about it, by all means, ask away. I'll answer those to the best of my ability. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And until next time, I am the Undead Viking, and I'm telling you to have yourself one heck of an awesome day. All right, bye-bye.